The third set of differences uses the title words thinking and feeling. And it's unfortunate almost because so many people misread those two words. They think that this type is the ones who uses their brain and this type is the one who uses emotions to make choices. And that isn't what Jung meant, but that's what we kind of use when we're looking at those two vocabulary terms. People with a thinking preference use their brain to make choices, and people with a feeling preference use their brains to make choices, but they make them in different ways. Both types use emotions. Those with a thinking preference tend to enjoy those personal challenges and have an underlying need to understand cause and effect. They need to know why. When they can understand cause and effect, the task and the problem are much easier to solve. They tell the truth as they see it. So when they feel that something is wrong, they're quick to point out to you what you need to do to repair the situation. Others may hear that as not being supportive, but they're saying, like, if you just fix this one piece, it'll be a wonderful project.
Yeah.
So they feel their support for you comes from the honesty with which they're able to identify the flaw. They love to solve problems. So when there's a problem to be solved, it's like a mental gymnastics exercise that lets them come up with some creative answers. They work hard to do the best and be the best. They tend to be independent, so it has to make sense to them. Even if it doesn't make sense to other people, it has to make sense to them, or it's hard for them to commit to that decision. Tend to use logic, tend to try to analyze things, demand competence in themselves, sometimes are almost harshly demanding on themselves, that if the world expects them to get 80%, they expect themselves to get 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So they put themselves to fairly high standards and do want those who work with them to also be competent at their tasks. And they notice what can be improved first. So again, it's kind of like they see the flaw, but only as a tool to help make the project better. Those with a feeling preference use their energies first to look at how can they cooperate with others and how can they help others in good ways. They tend to be sensitive to the feelings of others and want to use their energies to help mentor and get people to do their best. They make decisions based on their values, what's important to them. So if it was important to them, even if it wasn't reasonable or logical, that importance would trump the logic, and they would say, yeah, well, I know she's not the best one for the role, but it's really important to her that she has this role, and she does a good job enough that we want her to be in this part, and we want her to be part of the team, and so we're going to give her that role. They are concerned with harmony. It's very difficult for these people to work in environments where there's a lot of stress and anger. They need feedback. So they need to know from others whether they're doing a good job. The first type tends to do a lot of self-evaluation. So others might tell them they're going to do a good job or not, but they already have done that evaluation themselves first. And this type seems to notice what is good about something first. Both types see what is good and see what is wrong. But the first one says, I see what's wrong first and then what's right. And this type says, I see what's right first and then what needs to be fixed, what's wrong. So are you a person who solves the problem, who needs to understand why, who looks for that challenge and uses logic as an independent worker? Or are you more of a person who focuses on being the supportive person who gets the team to work together and focuses on the needs of others and helps mentor them in the direction that is good for them?
I think the feeling.
Okay. And what part about the feeling person matched for you?
I think it's one of the things is with harmony, being concerned with harmony, and also mentoring people and making sure they're having a good time and they're where they want to be, and even if there might be someone a little bit better for the job, but they can do something else and let that person have it. So yeah.
Okay, excellent. So those would be common answers. Go ahead and put a check mark by the feeling preference for that. Okay, doing okay, or do you have any questions so far?
No.
Okay.